Hey, I'm Kay, just a girl making ridiculously crazy builds in The Sims. Come check them out. We are back at Gibby Point to show you around the summer camp that I have finally fully finished. Yes, there's more I can do to it, but I don't want to. Carl Camperton and Murphy Smurfy are here and they are ready to show you their home. Because yes, they live here. So of course it's nighttime and whatever, we'll still go through it. We'll take a look at the lights. I got them to work pretty well, I think. This is all right, looking good. Anyway, let's go into the main lodge, which I've already screwed up, and I don't know if you've noticed it there, but I will point it out because I love pointing things out. I will point it out, and yes, I will fix it. So when you go to download this, if you want to download it, it's going to be perfect or pretty close. Just showing you there with the wall down the washrooms, as it's difficult to get the camera in there to look at them without it looking ridiculous. There is Carl Camperton getting his coffee for the day. It's the middle of the night, but oh well. He likes to stay up late. He's excited. This is his office, which you can access the exterior out through that door, but we're not going to do that. We're going to go up the stairs into his residential area. So Mr. Carl Camperton has his own private area, so he can live on site. So up the stairs here, you come into his closet, basically. You're inside his closet. It's very clean, doesn't have much stuff because he just has like t-shirts and shorts, and he wears the same thing every day because he's a sim. Also has a washer and dryer so he can clean the clothes, and he has a pretty fancy bathroom. You know what? I love this bathroom, but I didn't realize until after the fact that I built this very open concept window, Florida ceiling windows in a summer camp. So the owner of the summer camp is showering and everyone can see him. I didn't think of that. So we're going to pretend like all of the windows have like a film on them and the kids can't see in. We're just going to pretend that because that's better. Anyway, it's sort of like a bachelor kind of apartment style here where we have a little kitchenette over there. He's got a microwave, sink, and a little mini fridge. That's all he needs. In here is another entrance to his home, but also the top of the lodge area where kids can come and just sort of lounge, play some games at this game table, read a book, hang out sort of area if it is too rainy outside, which it is always raining in my game. So there's a good place for them to go. We're just going to... Oh, I'm just having a brain freeze. Here we go. That was weird. Whatever. Sometimes weird stuff happens. But we are in the main area of the lodge, so the main sitting area with the fancy fireplace we just turned on there. Little Murphy Smurfy on the table. Now over here is what I thought was the main entrance. So I did this. A beautiful display when you first come in this door here, which is not a door, it's a window, and that's where I screwed up. I'm going to have to fix that later, and I do. So no problems there. However, I like the way it looks now, and that totally sucks. Anyway, let's go through this door and out to the actual camp. We're going to go down the paths that are beautifully lit up with all of our fancy lights. Let's go this way. So over here is where I built the mess hall. So that's where all the kids are going to come and eat. There is a fire pit area to the left there. Back at the very back is some washrooms for if you're in that fire pit and the mess hall's closed for the day. Who knows? Anyway, in here is where everyone gathers to eat. So we have tables and chairs for all of the kids and campers, and then off to the other side we have a table for all of the counselors and they can watch all their kids. Down through this back hall here there is a door to the exterior and then two doors here which go into washrooms. So single stall washrooms in all of them, and I will do an overview I like bird's eye view of everything just to also give you that idea of what it looks like, just because it's hard to get into tiny rooms with the camera and not have it look ridiculous. So coming down the hall here, goes right into the kitchen. So full huge kitchen, 2 fridges, 2 stoves, and then a cold storage room off to the left there for you to pretend to put freezer type things in. I just left the shelves empty this time, so you can put whatever you want in there. I have knives on the wall there, easily accessible to the children if they come in there and want to grab a knife. Let's hope they don't do that, but I mean, pretty accessible. I've included recycle bins out the back here, so trash bins in an area where they probably would be. And then coming back around, if you go to the left there down that little path, you'll get to that door by the bathrooms. So, not really sure why I put an outhouse out here when you can just go use the fancy bathrooms. Oh well, it's a camp. Now we have a beautiful night view of my rock structure back there that I built with the waterfall that doesn't really sit on the rocks properly. That's all right. I don't know why I'm hovering here with the camera, but I am. So, oh, you know why? It's because I told my sim to go jump off of the diving board, and he's taking his time. Oh, here he goes. Normally I speed up these areas, but I completely forgot what I was doing, so I didn't. Anyway, here he goes. Carl Camperton, have a fun time. Now, technically those are supposed to be on pools, but I'm having him jump into the lake that I've built. And he's like, hey, I can't do the next thing you asked me to do because it's not working properly. And I'll get into that. So there is another part that is not working, and honestly, I did not go back to double check why. I believe it is because the base of the double slide that is over here on the dock. So you see back there, I put the double slide going down onto a dock. I feel like the base of it is not big enough, and maybe that's why he will not go down those slides. He will go down the other slides that are on land, but he will not go down those ones for some odd reason. Currently, I've asked him to go down the kids' water slide to see what that looks like, but he is busy stomping in the water like a man-child. So we're just going to wait until he's done that. He's very angry right now because he's been up all night doing all the things I've told him to do, and he has no choice because I just click a button and he has to do it. So he's mad about that. I'd be mad too, Mr. Carl Camperton. Now, yeah, he's going to go try out that kid water slide, make sure that he can go down it. And he can, which is great. So really the only slides are the ones that go on to that platform that are not working properly right now. And I believe it's because of how they're situated on the base with maybe where I put the ladder. That could be the issue. But you know what? I didn't go back and fix it. That is one that I did not fix. I apologize. I pointed it out. If you want to download it and fix it, be my guest. We just passed the outdoor showers and we are on our way to where the campers stay. So I've built, how many of these did I build? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I built 5 camp cabins, and then I built 1 cabin that is for washing, so like showers and toilets and stuff. So just going into a few of them, I just put a bunch of bunk beds and I gave each of them sort of a sitting lounge area and some dressers and basically a broom and dustpan for cleaning up after themselves. This one here is the kids one, which of course I've also screwed up. So this is the youngest kids. So in behind this one wall is where the counselors stay. However, I have not given them a door, so they can't get in there. But again, that is a future problem. I will fix that and I will show that later. Also, I moved the mailbox to the front of the build because it never shows up when I'm starting my build and I have no idea where it's going to end up. And for some reason, it ended up here in the bathroom and shower cabin. So I have put 2 showers and 4 bathroom stalls in here. So it is a unisex building. Anyone can go in here and use it. I didn't do split buildings or anything like that. So there we have it. Now we're going to take the time to look at the overview of the entire place here. So I'm going to zoom in and take a look at the floor plans so we can get a better idea of how everything is situated. Now there's 18,000 different roof styles on top of this building, as I discussed in my previous video. It was a pain in the butt, but it was done and I think it worked out fine. Now we're going to start with the main level here. This is the main entrance. So you see where I screwed up? Yes, I put a chair and nightstand sort of thing, table at the main entrance, and I built a fancy main entrance in front of a window. Yeah. The problem is the windows and the doors in this pack are identical. So I was half asleep when I was building this. I don't know what time it was. Honestly, when I was doing this part, I was tired. And I was like, this looks good. Thinking that, I don't know why I thought that was a door. The path doesn't even go to it. I don't know. But the problem is I like it like that. And then I was like, should I move the path? I don't know. Over here is where we had the office and stairs to upstairs, and then the private bathroom for the employees and the bathroom for the guests and the door out the back here. So that's all in the right spot. Stairs up to the top, and then our lounge area here with our built-in fireplace looking fancy smancy. And upstairs where we had that nice lounge area where the kids could come and play games or just sit and read a book or just hang out if they don't want to be out and about. So many different kids, they like different stuff. We have a balcony with a barbecue out here for our main guy is his little kitchenette. He's got everything he needs, like washer, dryer, fancy bathroom, which we said we're going to have to put some sort of thing on the windows there. That would have been a better design for anywhere other than a kids camp. But, whatever. This is the overview of the bathroom area. So each of those stalls had a sink and a toilet in it and a garbage can and a hand towel thing on the wall, all set up perfectly. That's all you need. 6 sinks in there and 2 showers because we have all those outdoor showers. Plus kids don't like to bathe when they're at camp anyway, so not a big deal there. All of our cabins are back here. We have the kids cabin here, which is a unisex cabin where boys and girls can stay at a young age, like 6, 7 or whatever. Back in there, yeah, so that is where the counselor's room was. But of course, I stuck a sink where I was supposed to put a door. Because, sometimes you do that. So I will fix this cabin later. I will show you what I did to adjust that. Again, I was probably half asleep. Anyway, we have 2 older girl cabins over here. And then on the other side, 2 older boy cabins. So I've just put 4 bunk beds for campers and then either 1 bunk or a 2 bunk style bed for counselors. And then over here was our full playground sort of area, our giant playground with our slide that doesn't work. For some reason, the base here is just like, nope, not letting you do that. Whatever, that's fine because we have like a waterfall system here that looks like it's not coming from the rocks, but it is. We have our other stuff over there. Don't remember what it's called. Kayaks, that should be canoes, but whatever. And then over here, we have our mess hall. This is how it is laid out. So again, I don't like square rooms, right? Even though I have some square rooms going on. I like unique looking buildings, and this is a very interesting looking building. So that's what we went with. It's got a lot of detail and interesting things going on. We have 1 washroom in here with 3 stalls. And then beside that, we have a smaller washroom with 1 stall and a pretend urinal because I don't have urinals. Does the Sims even have urinals? I don't know. Over there was the kitchen that we had gone through and the little cold storage room that I built in. I love building those in. I think they look cool. Anyway, let's take a better look at this washroom idea. So I love how I did the stalls like this instead of using the stalls that they provide you in a few of the kits, packs, whatever they're called. I didn't like those ideas. Anyway, this is what I did to the washroom. I have completely just moved it over. Put a doorway in there because, of course, they can't have a closed door. It has to be open. They have to know what these little kids are doing and if they're trying to escape camp. So this is what we've done. I know I've done canvas, sort of like a tent building, and then put wood walls in there. That most likely would not look like that. I should have just probably did wood cabins, but I went to a camp where they were sort of that tent style, and I thought, why not? Let's do that. Now, I have to fix this. Unfortunately, this is not the entrance, even though that looks like a cooler entrance. And I didn't want to mess with the landscaping outside. That was so much more work. So I just decided to do the basic move and move this stuff over to where the window is, and then move the mat that is under the window technically right now, put it under the door. But do you see how easy it is to mess that up if you're not paying attention and you're half asleep? Like the window and the door look identical right now, kind of. You can sort of tell they're not the same, but they looked way too close, and I don't fault myself. I would probably make that mistake 100 times more, and I designed the building, so stuff like that happens. We'll just put this over here. I don't like it. I like it better the other way, but this is how we fix it. Move that up there. That's better. Now, that's a bummer because I wanted you to walk in and see that cool display, and now you're going to walk in and not know that's there, and that's just dumb. But it is what it is. I do think we need something over here still, so I'm going to add a few more chairs over to that section, just because when you come in and you're at reception, if someone else is already there and you're tired and you don't want to stand up, you need a chair. So we're going to put some chairs over here, maybe like this. And should we put a third one? I don't know. This is sort of what we're gonna go with, maybe. Yeah, no, I don't think I like that. Let me stare at it at all possible angles before I decide if I like it or not. And of course they're in the wall, and we can't have chairs in the wall because that's not normal. So we'll just fix that. And yeah, staring at them for an extended amount of time before I realize I don't like that. Let's maybe do this. And then I was like, maybe we need a third chair. This is my thought process when I'm half asleep at night. Maybe we should do this, and nope, not me. Is that what we should do? No, because they're sticking together and they're glitching, and that's not supposed to happen. So now we're going to just move them apart. You're probably so annoyed by this commentary right now because I'm annoyed by it. This is annoying. I apologize. So we're just going to delete that last chair and get the heck out of here. And maybe not do anything else. Maybe this is the end. No, wait. It's not the end. Because I have to make this an actual summer camp. Like, I don't think when you download it, it saves any of these settings. I think that's per game. But still, I need to make this a summer camp. So let's register a small business. And what are we going to call it? Summer camp? That's pretty lame. Let's call it something else, and camp end of summer, because it's the end of summer and no one's going to come to this camp anyways. Let's put like a little blurb about it. Blah, 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 blah. And yeah, that's... Should we keep here? Yep, that's fine. Okay, so now we have the option of picking some activities. We can pick some that are like already set, but none of these options here are summer camp. So we can't do that. So we're going to pick traits or activities. We are going to pick activities that deal with camp. So basically, you should probably be bathing while you're at my camp. We don't want stinky kids here. So we're just going to pick a bunch of traits. I keep calling them traits, but they're activities. Activities that can be done at this business. So campfire, perfect. And we need one last one. And what should we pick? There's quite a few options, honestly. So, narrow it down to what you want your camp to be. And what do I want my camp to be? None of these. Oh my goodness. Eat popcorn? No. Water slide. Enjoy water slides. Sure, because I put a bunch of water stuff. So that's great. Now we have no kiosk. Right. You need a kiosk to have people come in and purchase tickets to come here. So unfortunately, they're not going to purchase like a stay at the camp. They're just going to purchase an entrance fee to get into the property. And that's how we're going to run our camp because it's not real. And that's how it works. So our target customer criteria is children, but the only option under age it gives you is teenager. So let's look again. And supervise. Yeah. We want this. And we want child. Yes, we will supervise your child here because that's what camps are. Supervision for children. Do we need to add more? No. Nope, that's perfect. That's it. That's our camp. And now all we have to do is make our sim happy and move everybody in or whatnot. Now we'll just speed up the pace here because this is taking forever. So let's put a kiosk in the front area somewhere around here. I don't like it, but there's nowhere else that it makes sense to go. You can pay at the cash or you can pay at the kiosk. So it wants a kiosk. Let's make it 100% because this place has to make money. It spent so much money building it. And now we're just going to make our guy happy. Like, get some rest. He's tired. Go to bed. Wake up and open your camp fully refreshed and loving life. Or don't. Whatever. There he goes. Now we are waiting while he sleeps. Let's just see. Ooh, the people are all over here. Okay, well, he needs to wake up and introduce himself to all of these children that maybe potentially will come to his camp. Like, come on in, guys, come on in. Look, ooh, she just went to the kiosk. Did she buy a ticket? No, because it's too freaking expensive. Anyway, stay tuned for next week because I just downloaded Enchanted by Nature recently and it's going to be cool.